We're gonna make the whole movie about you eating cereals. Hi, Grayson.
Oh, are you filming already?
Yes. So, Grayson, how did we meet?
Wow. I used to go to French conversation, and there was this girl there, Alizée, and she had her little going away party at Elsa's house, who I had met once before. And you showed up to this huge going away bash thing, I guess.
Do you remember the first thing we talked about?
Of course. I mean,
Share with us.
we talked about Xavier Dolan, obviously. Yeah, I can't remember if we talked about Les Amours Imaginaires first, or if we talked about
think
J'ai tué ma mère. Probably Les Amours Imaginaires.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so we talked about heartbeats first.
I don't know if we started talking about the film or about his
I'm
physique
pretty sure
first.
that we just talked about how beautiful
How beautiful he is.
Yeah, I think we were just obsessing about his beauty, and then we're like, oh, but he's also a really good director. He's so artistic and like has all
By
these
the
great
way-
ideas. By the way, side note, but really he's just cute.
It was the perfect combination, wine and Xavier Dolan.
Yeah.
Hey, Grayson, so you speak French, but so do you have French blood?
I'm a little French as far as d'origine française, or française.
Française.
Whoops.
Damn, you just spoke the whole thing.
I just ruined everything. So a little bit, but not really. It's mostly that I just went to the Portland French School in Portland, obviously, Portland, Oregon, because my dad wanted me to be bilingual. So here I am, sort of bilingual.
You
but
are.
I just screwed up, so...
Well, tell us in French where you lived in the past, you know, in your life, because you lived in different, you know, places.
Yeah. Okay. Je suis né à Portland, mais en fait, j'ai déménagé un peu partout à Hawaï. Est-ce qu'on dit à Hawaï?
On dit oui, à
Oui,
ouais.
à Hawaï. À Hawaï, au Washington, donc ici, mais au centre, tu
Ok.
vois, au centre
De
de
l'État.
l'État, oui. Mais aussi en Alaska, en Californie, à San Francisco, et Washington DC.
Oh, donc les deux Washington.
Oui, les deux Washington.
Vécu
Et
les
à
deux.
San Francisco, c'est là où j'ai fait mon coming out. Donc,
Comment ça s'est passé?
bah, je sais pas. J'étais un peu conservateur car j'ai une famille un peu religieuse, mais oui, c'était là où j'avais l'opportunité d'être un peu libéral, un peu plus libéral. Est-ce qu'on dit ça?
Oui.
Ok. Donc oui, j'ai fait mon coming out, mais après ça, j'ai décidé d'être plus conservateur qu'avant. Donc,
Ah, c'est intéressant.
je me suis retourné in the closet or whatever, I guess, where I
Ouais.
repressed my sexuality.
Oh, wow, how old were you?
It was my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about genderqueer?
Yeah. So when I talk about my sexuality, being gay, I think that it's important to highlight the fact that that I kind of also have a non-normative gender position. I'm not exactly the most masculine person. People try to make this divide between sexuality and gender. that sexuality isn't inflected by gender, that it's like, oh, you're gay, straight, bi, lesbian, whatever. But the assumption is that there's male and female, man, woman, masculine, feminine, and they're in this binary, that it's one or the other. But, which is why the whole, like, term transgender, trans, all of that came about, was to emphasize the fact that a person could be male and also be feminine, or a person could be female and also be masculine. But because I am male, but it's not like I'm like, oh, well, I identify as a woman, I'm feminine or whatever. I'm somewhere in between. It's like I embody both masculine and feminine characteristics. So I'm genderqueer. It's something that's more fluid. It's not... Yeah.
Someone with breasts.
Yeah, 'cause look, it would even make the back look better.
You look gorgeous like this.
Such a queen.
What's your favorite place in Seattle? Not to shop, but your favorite place.
My favorite place? God. Well, I guess my favorite place kind of shifts. For a long time, my favorite place was Allegro, which is a cafe that's in the U District, but I'm not really that into the U District. As far as districts go, Capitol Hill is my favorite.
Yeah.
Obviously, I live here. But right now I'm really into Bauhaus. It's which is a cafe that's just a couple blocks away from where I live, my studio.
How does it feel to be the cliche of the Seattleite hipster?
Well, I find the term hipster to be a little bit problematic, because the assumption is that, well, I mean, what I think of when I think of hipster is just when someone, it's basically someone who culturally appropriates. So they see something from another culture, or some sort of subculture, or like this, some sort of movement, like whether it be, I don't know, something underground, whether it be like something that's punk, or it's someone who's obsessed with their look, and they'll do anything to create that look, whether it be it's like stealing from other people's cultures and positionalities. It's like I don't know, but yeah, I shop at thrift shops all the time, which I think is just being resourceful for me. People don't understand the history of the word hipster and how it's changed and shifted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it originally came from white people in the 20s that were upper middle class. So you have these upper middle class white kids that want to go in to New York, specifically I think it was around Harlem, and there was this underground sort of like jazz, these jazz groups, and they were black and also of working class, so they didn't have that much money, and then these people wanted to copy their way of speaking, their way of dressing and all of that, because they thought it was cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like, it has fucked up roots.
So what do you study?
I study anthropology and linguistics at UW, actually.
Do you want to work in that later, or?
Probably somewhere in the realm of gender and sexuality and dealing with social theory and maybe, I don't know, maybe working in parts of sub-Saharan Africa, maybe Kenya or Mozambique, also Brazil interests me, and Norway, maybe France, and studying some communities, like being a part of those communities and learning about like the ways that they function, and also if it's a particular group that's oppressed in a certain way, doing a kind of social critique.
Do you want to write essays, or do you want to just?
Yeah, definitely. I want to write books. I mean, essays, books, whatever.
Yeah.
Small books.
Can you say like a sentence in Norwegian?
Ja, jag tror att jag ska se någonting för min vän Julia, som är norsk. Ja, jag vet inte vad jag ska säga.
That was hesitation in Norwegian.